Hi everyone, a journal from scratch again, and last time I've made two journals, one from packaging, one from paper bags. This is the packaging pieces that I cut, and I've just did a hole here and put this ring. And now that after I've done it, I thought about it and I decided that when I'm at the end, when I'm finished with all the pages, I want to bind it differently. I want to have two holes and put a ribbon or something like that. So when I'm starting today, I just mask with masking tape here where the hole is. What I'm planning to do is use all this space, and I'll do it in the next pages also. And when I'm done, I'll just trim this part, and then I will have a nice page all done. So that's just so you will know why I'm doing it like this. So I've got some cheap acrylic paints here. I went with some blue, some purple, I've got some magenta, and I've got some white. What you need today is just a acrylic paint, you will need a masking tape or a painter's tape or even sellotape. Also can work, and I'll explain about it later on. And I'm just grabbing a plastic card. Now you can use a plastic card, you can use even a piece of the packaging that was left over. What we are going to do is just scrape a paint on this piece as a start. Where did I put the plastic card? Of course, if you've got a palette knife, you can use it. I'm just looking for a plastic card. Here we go. So it can be plastic card, it can be a piece of packaging, it can be some kind of a palette knife. And I'm just going to drop some paint. Well, it doesn't want to. Okay, that's enough. It's not the most. I just want a hint of it on my page, so I'm not too worried. Dark purple here. Not sure about this color if I will use it, but I'm gonna. I think it's, yeah, done. And let's put some from the magenta if I can. Again, all this paint is from the cheap store. It's also old, very old. I'm trying to get rid of it, use it and get rid of it. No, it just doesn't want to come out. Yeah, it's kind of dry. Okay, I'll try another one. Here we go. Okay, so we've got something to start with. I'm going to start with some blue, and I'm going diagonally. You don't have to. You will see when I'm finished how it looks, and you can decide for yourself how you want to go about it. Just grabbed some of the other blue. Now these paints are kind of runny, and so you can see some of the packaging through, but I don't care. It's just part of the background. As I said in the last video, if you are very troubled by the color of your packaging, you can go on top of it with white, if it's just white acrylic paint, or if it's the gesso we made. I'm just grabbing each time a little bit of another color. As you can see, now I've got some of this, I don't know, turquoise, a little bit of the dark purple that I didn't like, that it was too prominent. I wanted more of the blue in the background, so I'm going to put a little bit more blue here, and for the rest of the colors I'm going to cut a piece from my plastic card so I can make a thinner scrapes on my background. Now I'm just trying to cover the rest, and so I will have something to work upon. Here we go. So I've got coverage, I think. I've got a little bit here. Good enough. So I'm just going to take some scissors and just take a piece of plastic card like this, so I can do scraping like this. I can also take a brush and add some to the hole, like, let's take a thin brush. I can do something like this. There are no rules to it. It's just until you like what you see. Like, this is too thick, so I'm scraping the excess and just continuing spreading. So I'll have all kinds of variation through. And if I put too much of some color, I can always go back and add something on top. Okay, I want to see how the lighter purple look. Not sure about it. Maybe if I'll scrape it instead of the brush. Need to be careful with it. I'm not too it's nice in moderation. That's what I think. Okay, next I'm debating about adding from the magenta let's go wild. If I don't like it, I'll just go on top of it with some blue. Yeah. Okay, so now I'm taking a little bit of blue and I'm going on top just to, let's say, soften the magenta. I'm pushing it, let's say I'm pushing it back into the background, so it's not that dominant on my background. So you see how you can play with the colors until you get what you like. Yeah. Okay, so now, yeah, I knew it's a little bit crazy, but I want a little bit of white. I'm going to clean a little bit the plastic, the small plastic card. Let's see. No, I don't like it, so I'm going on top. I don't like it. I'm going to try something else. I'm dipping like this. I hope you can see what I'm doing. I just dipped this side of the plastic card. Still not sure about it, but I'm going for it. And it's still just the background. Okay, now I want some white splatter. So if you've got a fan brush, it's best, because then the splatter goes all ways. If you don't have a one, you can still use any kind of brush, as long as you've got a lot of I don't know what to call it, hair on the brush, not something like this. This will not give you any kind of splatter. Even if you've got an old toothbrush, can work when you scrape on top of it. So I've just added water to my white paint. I don't have enough paint here, so I'm going to add a little bit. So here we go, white paint with water, and yeah, so that's my background. And now I have to wait for everything to dry before I continue, so I'll be back. Okay, so this is dry. Now we are going to mask part of the page. What I am trying to do, I'm going to create some kind of a tree trunks just by masking part of the page. You can use, as I said, masking tape, painter's tape, sellotape, whatever works for you. But either way, I recommend that you first stick it to your shirt, to your any kind of fabric, to, I don't know, a towel, just so the adhesive won't lift the paint that you've got here. So I'm doing it on my shirt, and I'm going to go here like this, and I'm not trying to be too straight with it. I don't want a complete straight trunk. Here is going to be one of them. So once again, taking another piece, deciding here, and Again, just moving the masking tape a little bit so it won't be completely and utterly straight line. And of course I can play with it, and I've already managed to damage my page. I didn't go I haven't been to I haven't managed to take the adhesive as much as I needed to. Okay, so again I can lift and play with the placement and be gentle about it. Once again, I am aiming to do three tree trunks. I also don't want them to be the same thickness. I don't want symmetrical. Something like that. Here it's just too straight for my taste. So I think I also will move it here. It would be okay. Next. Almost forgot to put it on my shirt, and then I would have done more damage. Keep forgetting. Okay. Last one. Okay. That's good. I just want to move. Maybe, yeah, I think everything should move a little bit to the left. That's what I'm talking about, playing. If you've got parchment paper, you can plan it ahead and then put the masking tape. Okay, so we've got it. Okay, I'm going to use the gesso that we've done the last time, and I'm going to use some kind of a hard bristle brush. It's going to give me texture. Now, as I explained the last time, by making the gesso, if it's too runny, you can add more of the baby powder and it will be more thick. Another thing, for those who said that they don't have baby powder, first of all, someone told me that in the US there is some kind of adults powder, so if you've got it, use that. And someone else told me that they used there are three more options to use. I haven't tried it personally, but they tried it and they said it's okay. They used chalk powder that I don't know what it is. I never encountered it here. Also baking soda or cornstarch. Three of these things can replace the baby powder. So I want to add a little bit of texture. So I want it a little bit more thick. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to add some of the powder here to my gesso, so it would be thicker. Okay, good enough. And what I'm going to do is I'm just going to go like this. I'm not going outside the masking tape, okay? Just going like this. Very, very easy. Anyone can do it. And if I want it to be more white, I can wait for it to dry and go and do another layer. Right now I kind of like that I have in between, that it's not completely white, and that's also why I'm going about it like this. With the hard bristle brush, it adds more texture and more interest. Just going again like this. Okay, next. It doesn't look like much right now, but wait till the finish. And it's so easy, and really from start to finish anyone can do it, and you can change the colors in the back, you can add more details in the back. I was kind of debating if to use the last time with the last series I made like a stamp from a piece of the inner tube of a toilet paper. I just cut a strip and did a spiral, so I thought about using that. Of course, all kinds of round objects also can be used as a stamp, and they can add interest to your background. All kinds of doodles that can be done by hand can add more interest to your background. But I decided to keep it simple with what I've got in the background right now. I don't know if you can see it, but I don't go with straight lines. I'm kind of making a round stroke with the brush. Okay, now let's close this. I'm putting a plastic bag here just so it would be a little bit more airtight. Here is the stamp that I was talking about, just a piece of a toilet paper roll, and it can be used as a stamp. Okay, so now I want some gray and I want some black. Of course I can just mix white and black, but I've got gray acrylic paint here and I'm gonna use it. Okay, Once again, I'm going to take some brush, and I'm taking small amount. That's why I'm doing like this. I wanted the paint to get inside the bristles, and I also want to get rid of excess paint. And now I'm just going randomly and adding a little bit of gray. Sometimes I'm going more inside the trunk, sometimes less. Maybe I should even have done a darker gray. I'm not sure. I'll just leave it as is. I need more gray. Again, even here in the trunks, it doesn't have to be with the colors that I've picked. You can go and do whatever you like, whatever kind of tree trunk you like. You can go even all psychedelic on it and do all kinds of colors. Now I'm taking a little bit of black. I'm just going to use the same brush, and again I'm just picking up a little bit. And I'm going quite randomly about it. I didn't even wait for the gray or the white before to dry. It just adds to the whole. When in places that it's still wet, it mixes, and then you get in between. So just an added bonus without even trying. And I'm going very lightly, and only when I think that I need a little bit more, then I'm adding more, because it's really easy to just add each time a little bit more than to subtract. Of course I can paint it all again if something just doesn't work, but just easier to go like this. At least I think so. Also, I've got places that the black is more dominant, and places that it looks almost like a dark gray. So yeah. At the bottom I'm putting a little bit more of the black. Okay, so I'm kind of thinking of using another brush, just a smaller one, and just adding a little bit of more black in some places. Okay, I'm going to let this dry, and maybe I can lift it already. I don't know, let's see. Okay, something starting to look really nice. Okay, so I've got some spillage in here, but I can fix it. And here where my masking tape wasn't straight, but that's okay. I'll just do some fixing. I'll lift all of this so I can see what's going on. I'll let it dry, and then I'm going to do the fixing. I really like what's going on here. I can also remove this, and as I said, I'll just do some fixing. Yeah, okay, so this needs to be dry completely before I'm attempting anything more, so I'll be back. Okay, so I'm going to bring the camera a little bit closer just so you can see. I just took one of the blue colors that I used to make the background, and I'm going just gently with the brush and covering the spillage. Very easy, and even if I've got something that, I don't know, doesn't go with the rest of the background, I can put the paint and go with the rest of, like I've done to create the background with this let's say diagonal pull of the paint. Yeah, so basically this is it. I don't know if you can see it, but there is a little bit of texture, and also a little, the trunks are a little bit more raised than the rest of my background because I used the gesso and I added more powder to it. So this is it. Thank you for watching, and thank you for leaving me comments down below. I'll be seeing you in my next video. Bye for now.